Hello, hello, hi everybody, hello sleepers. Welcome to episode 43, the big 4-3. This this is the 43rd episode. There are 52 weeks in a year. We started this year, not the first week. That's how the math works out. And we're here, episode 43, December 30th, 2024 is the day that my child went to sleep. Pacific time. So we're in. This is our finale, not of the podcast. Okay. Oh man, I gotta take his hat off. That'd be too hot. That would be too. We're not. No, this is the finale of this location for this time. We're in my parents' basement, which I never lived. By the way, we talked about that. I've said it. Water break already, and so. We're in episode 43. We're not going to be this wood paneling for a while. We're going to go back home. We're going to go back home soon. And we'll see Dr. Teeth, which is the shark, and whoever else. How's the sound? The sound is, someone told me that they appreciated that I was trying to keep it down for my parents, but I didn't think it was that quiet. I listened to some of it, but maybe sometimes I get quiet for effect. Sometimes I whisper for effect, which can be dangerous to yell and whisper at the same time, but I appreciate the fact that the quality shouldn't suffer, and that's what I'm here for. Is the quality of the show. The quality looks like it's on. The lighting could be better, but I left my light at home. I didn't know. Believe in your opportunity to shine. That's what this poster from my parents' basement. So we're episode 43, and we're in Illinois. Tomorrow night, I will be in Mahomet, Illinois, December 31st. Now, everybody, if you had told me when I began stand-up comedy that on New Year's Eve 2024, I would be headlining Mahomet, Illinois, I would be like, what is it? What is a Mahomet? Mahomet. It's a Yellow and Co. It used to be a store with painting inside of it, and I think it still is that, but they switched locations from last time. So yeah, 2 shows, New Year's Eve. First show's sold out. Second show is sold out. When I said that, kind of sound kind of braggy. I'm not. It's New Year's Eve. This time of year, the comedian is there to entertain. The holiday sells the tickets. This is like if every day. Like there's those movies. There's a movie right now on Disney Junior or Disney Channel or Disney Plus. Not sponsored, but I like. And it's about Mickey Mouse and who doesn't have a lot of movies on his own. Someone pointed that out recently, which maybe that's why he's prevailed, sustained so long as like the Disney mascots, because he's not attached to like one specific. Like, it'd be weird if, like, Simba was everything. Mickey. Simba was from The Lion King. And Mufasa. I don't know. He's probably not in Mufasa. Maybe in Mufasa, he is, like, in the sky talking to Mufasa. Because that happened in The Lion King. It's like a reverse. Like, if you're not alive in the Lion King universe, you're in the stars. Mufasa. So maybe, like, baby Mufasa is like... or whatever. Does that happen in the movie? Who's seen Mufasa? I don't know. Mufasa was the movie that we might have seen, because we're on day let's see. 14. That's like we'll be at day 12 or 13 in a different state with my son, with days free, no school. He's been off school for almost, I guess it's 12 days now, almost 2 weeks. And you just fill the days. We haven't gone to a movie yet. I thought Mufasa would be the one. Mufasa! I thought it would be the one. But it wasn't. We didn't go see any movies so far. And no regrets, right? That's a different movie. That's not even a movie. That was just talking. So I was in Chicago tonight. December 30th, 2024 is when this podcast, it's late. That's what I'm implying. It's after midnight. So I was at Zany's in Old Town, and that one was sold out. But it's the holiday. I appreciate my friends that work at Zany's being like, no, it's you, Michael. It's the holiday. December 30th was a good day for people buying tickets to shows. I appreciate people buying tickets, because the applause, they always say, let's give it up, and the applause is nice, but I'm a dad, and I need the money too. I need the money because if my son's ever like, I'm hungry, I can't be like, yay, yeah, Dad, what are you doing? This is how I got paid today. No, applause is nice. Money is great. That's an exaggeration. People talk about you can eat. Oh no, low power mode. That's not happening. Hold on. Plug in. We're gonna have to glue that together on the video, as my son would say. We're gonna have to glue it together. I thought it was going off without a hitch, but there was a hitch involved. My phone, I thought was plugged in. It's not plugged in. Oh, I should have just left it plugged in my car, but I didn't do that. I just didn't. Man, I hope this lines up. It'll line up. I believe in it. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do about all that audio from when I unplugged it and plugged it. I think I can figure it out. It'll just sound different. There'll be two different versions on this one, video and audio. The audio one will have special audio from when it was unplugged. Can you believe it? Check out both. No, don't. That's a lot of hours. But just listen to the part where it cuts off. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, New Year's tomorrow. New Year's Eve tomorrow, and then today was New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve squared. Is that appropriate? Yeah, Chicago was great. Oh, so, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm staying with my parents for almost 2 weeks now. And I used to live here. Obviously, everybody used to live with their parents. Everybody did. Hopefully. Otherwise, where'd you live? I did think that was cool when I was a kid. The movie Newsies came out. We've talked about Newsies. And I thought it was so cool how they just got to live like without parents. That's one of the reasons why, I watched Newsies and I wanted to be an actor. I didn't want to be a newspaper kid. Isn't that crazy? I think it's insane if you think about it, because it's all about newspaper guys. No, it just seemed like so much fun to not have to be with parents when I was watching that movie. Anyway, Christmas time is here. This isn't the Christmas Carol episode. That was the last one, and that's where we are. So, hope everyone got what they wanted for their holiday that they celebrate, and Hanukkah's still going on. So you got days, You got days. From what I understand, you get 8 days. 8 days of gifts. But I heard there's one that's like the good one, the really good one. But what do I know? I don't. We filled our days, for sure. We filled our days. Today, we've been playing a lot of board games. My son is 6 years old now, but I don't go by that age thing on the box. I'm just like, I'm over. I think if I was, I don't know, if he was in school, if there were other people, like my parents are here, but they got their own stuff, like. As Christmas got closer last week, we talked before Christmas. I believe the 23rd was the day. As Christmas got closer, they just disappeared, And it's like my dad's retired, and my mom, she's also retired. I forget they have busy lives, but I'm like, we're here. I need someone to watch Jack now because I need to go do some Christmas stuff. They were just gone, which was pretty fun though, because I got to do super fun. So we went ice skating 2 times, and then we went on Christmas Eve. We went to the mall because Jack knows about Christmas Eve, but he doesn't know that it's you don't have to go to the mall. So we went to the mall, and we live near a mall, and there weren't as many people there because it was Christmas Eve, I think, and people think ahead and stuff. But we did the trifecta. The Trinity, is that inappropriate? The trifecta of holiday childhood activities at the mall. Like pretty much anything that they decided, we can make money off this, we did. Like we did the train that went around. It goes around I think 4 laps, which is fine. Jack, I think he likes the train. We've gone on the mall train at a different mall, and he really liked that. And then we were at this mall, and I didn't know if they would what else they would have. So I was like, "Do you want to do the train?" I brought it up. I initiated the train, and he said yes. And then we went to go. Here's the thing about this mall. Like a lot of the kid activities that I've done, they're just like, you're the parent, come on in, you know? We want you to watch your kid. Like Peppa Pig World in Schaumburg, Illinois. We went there. You pay for the kid, and I think maybe a bunch of adults come, but it was you get the parents in free. The kid is the price. You go in, they're like, "Thank you for being here and watching your kid. Get in there," you know, and so which is fantastic, and I like that. And then the train ride, I believe too, was just like, oh, pay for the kid, and then yeah, you want to go, good, because you know we don't want them jumping out of the train. But this mall, the mall closer to where we live, we went on the train, and I was like, well, he's going, and I'm going with him, because they didn't want to say like one, because I don't know. I guess they can go by themselves. You know, it's not a real train, but I was like, it's not that fun to go by yourself or whatever, right? So, anyways, they're like, all right. So they charge me for a ticket on this tiny train, which is okay. It's a minimum amount of money, and you know, I'm working. I'm doing all right. You know, I don't have to move back in with my parents yet. That's what I was starting to say before I got cut off, was that I think you get over dramatic when people are like, oh, can you eat? You know, I think I'm lucky enough, blessed, whatever, that if I was in a place where I didn't have food or a home, I could move back home with my parents. That's been like, I haven't asked them, but I think they wouldn't, like, even if they changed the locks. Like, I have a kid now. I have a child, and I could just be like, hey, and then I'd have a place. But it's nice to have your own place, especially as a parent. I like being the parent. I like being the person that everything runs through. And not that I like my parents are the parent when I'm here, but they definitely have weighed in. Like, they definitely have weighed in on stuff, and that's good. It's good to hear. But I feel like the child part of me being like, well, I gotta listen to whatever they say, and I gotta watch. Because I think my parents might watch this one over the holidays. I subscribe them to my podcast. No, I'm very grateful for the stay and staying there, and but I just feel like whenever I get advice from someone who used to be able to tell me everything what to do, I'm just like, well, that's what I have to do, and that's my own journey I'm gonna go on. But so I get the train tickets, right? This is the last thing we did that Christmas Eve day, just in case you want to get a good timeline. We're gonna reverse remember. So we went on the train right before we left, and because we went there first, man, we're getting ahead of the beginning, and there was nobody there. The train was closed. They say the train was closed from a certain amount of time to a certain amount of time, but there's just no one there, and that's a sign the mall is dying. You know, when you run the train station. Listen, the lady that did it was very nice. She gave out stickers and lollipops. I'm not here to. I even got a lollipop. I'm taking a lollipop. If I paid for a ticket, you know, I call them suckers, but Jack calls them lollipops. So it's affected my vocabulary, which my mom would be happy about because she doesn't like the word sucks. As kid, we couldn't say sucks. This sucks. We couldn't say that. That was like, not profanity, but like illegal. 15 yards, first down. Anyway, that was a football reference. So we go on the train. No one's there. There's no one there to do it. And it's just like, well, what's going on with the mall? You know, we want people to go to the mall. We got to get the train lady there, you know? Bring a book. Be on your phone. Do the train stuff. Maybe she came back right away. Maybe she had like a little thing that she had to do. I don't know, do some Christmas shopping. So we go on the train, and I buy a ticket. That's fine. But then, like, there's a little girl on the train by herself. And Jack really wants to sit in the blue car, and she's in the blue car. And there's room for another child. And as a parent, like, I don't want to, like, tell my son, oh, you can't sit in the blue one because there's another child there, because that kid can sit next to a kid. It's a pretty big car for those size trains, and for the price, I might add. Very, very reasonable. And so the lady's like, well, I'll go ask. And this is where I give the lady less of a hard time for not being there, because she really went on it. She went to the girl, and and so Jack got to sit in the car with the girl. But then that means, like, I have a ticket too, and I got to sit in a different car. So now we go around. I've never counted to 4 so slowly, 4 laps around this part of the mall. And there's the leader of the train, you know, the conductor, the lady, and she's sitting by herself. That's normal. That's her job. And then there's the part where the coal is, which I could have sat there and sort of pretended like I was doing the cold thing. Like maybe I could have requested a hat so it looked like I worked there, but I didn't. I sat in I think it was the green car because that's my favorite color according to my son that I've been assigned by him and it can never change. And then the blue car was right behind me because I can't. If there's a girl sitting in the blue car and my son's there, I could have sat there, but I didn't. I didn't need to, you know. I can sit by myself. But then we're going around, and I'm just like, I didn't get into being a dad to be looked at the way that I was. I'm used to going on the train. I bought a ticket. Just because my son is sitting with a kid doesn't mean I don't get to ride the train too. I bought a ticket. So we did it around. We did 1 lap and then 2 laps and then 3 laps. And I was trying not to look at parents, but also like looking at them, being like, who's the parents of this daughter? And I kind of felt like they were looking like, who's that guy? And I looked at Jack a couple times and was like, hi, just so people would notice there was a connection between me and him. Because you can ride the train at any age. That's very clear. They'll take your money. But I do think you can't ride, like, if there's kids there, it's like, well, who's this guy? So I'm on the train in a separate car looking like I'm just enjoying it by myself. And then the 2 kids. And, like, there's a train in L.A. that's outside with Christmas lights, and it's like a whole 10-minute thing. It's like a tradition. And if you go on that as an adult, but this is like the kid train. And it just wasn't, I've been in that situation. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a dad, I never thought, this is the first time I felt that way. Because usually people always just assume you're with your kid or whatever when you're on those. But I just felt like there was a little bit of judgment. Like, the other parents were like, we're not on this. Why is he on that train? Why is he on that train? Before I was a dad, I was on a ride at an amusement park one time, and it was a water ride, and so I was the only one from that was on it. I didn't know anybody on the ride because it's a water ride, you know. Not everybody when they go to the amusement park wants to go on a water, but I wanted to go on this water ride, and so it's like me, and then like a mom and her son, and then like 2 parents and a kid, and then me. And we're all on this little waterfall ride. And I'm the only one without familial connections on this ride. And the one kid is talking to the other kid, and he's just like, kept just being like, oh, so that's your dad? And the kid just was confused. The mom was like, no, and I just had to be like, no, I'm just enjoying it by myself. Anyway, but enjoying stuff get out there, do your stuff. Anyway, we do the train. That's the 3rd thing we did. And, Jack got a lollipop. He got a blue. He picks a blue one, and then and they didn't. I did say she offered, but there's just a bowl of candy, which I feel like you kind of got to be like, here, pick from this candy that is from the store, the company that runs the train, and is not been messed with by other people. 'Cause I'm a candy inspector. You know, I've done my Halloween. And when it comes to those lollipops, that folded paper, you know, I need a seal. I need a seal to feel comfortable. So, which speaking of seals, I was in Michigan, and their bottled water, not a good click when I open it. So whoever can fix that. I think it's like, what is it called? Oh, I don't know if I can Google very well. Yeah, I can. Look at this. I can Google this. Michigan. I don't know if I want to call them out right now. I'm calling them out right now. Michigan spring water. Is this good content? Ice Mountain? No, it's not Ice Mountain. Norway? No. Hinkley. Abso Pure? That sounds right. Abso Pure. I was thinking Sparklets, but that's not right. So this, whatever it was, they're a good company. The water tastes delicious, but there's not a good click. I like a good click when I open a bottle of water. Michael, maybe you shouldn't just drink water out of plastic. Just get it from the faucet. But I like a good click. So fix that, please. I don't know. You don't have to fix it. It's just, what's the point of some water bottles clicking when you open them so you know that they haven't been messed with, and some of them just being like you don't even hear it. Why are you getting me used to the click and then taking it away? How am I supposed to handle that? Is that loud enough? So, this is where we're at. We did that. We got a lot. We headed out the door, and Jack, you know, when there's a free lollipop, I've always said yes. I just know going in, if I take Jack on a train like that or to the bank, or to the Trader Joe's grocery store, there's a chance he might leave with crystallized sugar in his face, or in a stick form. Because I trust him. He's only 6, but it's happened before. He'll take some licks, and then he's like, "Can you save this, Dad?" That's what my son says with lollipops. "Can you save this, Dad?" So then I gotta take a lollipop and put it in a plastic bag and then save it. I don't have to, I realize, because never once has he called me out on it. But I've saved them. I've thrown them away since. I don't just have them. There's not like a part of my fridge where if he's like, "Dad, can I have the lollipop I had from December 23rd, 2024? I'm like, "Oh, hold on. Was that a blue raspberry lollipop? Here you go." I'm really proud of you, son, for not finishing the lollipop just because you could. And I'm really proud of myself for my organizational techniques. So he didn't finish his, and I didn't finish mine. To be honest, if I'm honest right now, maybe he did finish his that time. Anyway, so that was the third thing we did. The first thing we did was we went to the malls used to have like really cool indoor play areas, and I mean the mall, it's going downhill. I don't know. It wasn't as cool as it was, but it was fine. But it was right next to a carousel, which was really cool, and the lady there was really nice. And this is another moment where I feel like in other malls I've gone on the carousel. Maybe not in malls, but in life at the zoo I go on a carousel or whatever. I do it. I'm going on. I'm not even gonna become a dad to not go on this awesome ride. Average ride, but the horse goes up and down, and so I buy tickets. We get on, and then the other parents buy tickets just for their little kids, and then the little kid goes on, because here's the thing that was odd. Other times, other places, like the zoo where I live in LA. I don't live at the zoo, but like near the zoo, I have to buy 2 tickets. I gotta buy one for him and one for me. But everybody going on has to buy a ticket. The carousel, is this interesting still? Here, like, click. That does it click to stop it? It's just like a space bar. The carousel and the mall, you could buy a ticket for a child or for a parent, but like you can also ride it without getting on a horse and not have to pay anything. Now, how much do I want to ride that horse? $5? I think it was $5. So you're telling me I could get on this carousel for free and stand next to my son, seeing him experience the joy that I'm missing out on. Not doing it. Here's your $5. Sign me up. I'm going up. So I did. I paid. Other parents didn't. They just stood next to their kid. I don't need to be upstaged with the detachment these parents have with their children. Like, I'm not judging their lives, but I feel like they might be judging me, which I don't think they should. It's $5. I can spend $5 on a cool ride if I want to have a. But here's the thing about this mall, which I loved that it was so close, and I loved all the things it offered. But this mall, multiple times, we're talking 2, they made it clear that I financially was going out of my way to experience this thing that I was supposed to be too mature and grown up for. There were multiple chances to just be like, "Oh, he can ride the train by himself. There's another kid on there." Or, "I think I bought the ticket ahead." Or like, "Oh, I'll just stand next to him." And I didn't do it. Whereas like other malls, other places in the world, they let you just mix in. You're the dad, get in there. Here you go. You're there. We know you're a dad, Anyway, that's just where I'm at. Oh, and then we went to the trampoline park a separate time. And that was another thing where it's like, as a parent, you can go and not have to pay, but you can't jump. Well, it's like, I'm supposed to watch this kid having the time of his life? I keep saying it, but that's not why I got into this. I didn't get in to being a parent of a 6, like maybe if they're like a teenager or whatever, but I didn't get into being a parent of this young child to sit on the sidelines of the fun stuff. No one's ever like, "Oh, go don't be around when they're waking up early in the morning." I kind of lost track of what I was talking about. There's not an option to where you can pay less and have them not wake you up first thing in the morning. 'cause I'd be all over that, man. Yeah. Oh, I'll save $5 and they'll just play that by themselves for an hour. Perfect. Perfect. No, it's not like that. It's like, oh, save $5 and don't get to go on the carousel. No, he woke me up at, 8 in the morning, whatever. Less than 8 hours. I would say 4 that day after I went to bed, 'cause I did a podcast that night. And you're telling me that I've been a part of his day the whole day, and now when it comes to like a fun thing that's mildly entertaining that he likes to, I could just not pay and not do it. I'm doing it. Anyways, the carousel was very nice. It was a little confusing though for us because Jack, they had a little teacup part of the carousel, which was very original. I hadn't seen this before. But you can sit on the horse. You could sit in a teacup type thing and spin around. And we sat there for a second, and then Jack was like, "I'm not doing that." That probably wasn't that important of a detail. So that was the second thing. That was probably the first. I skipped around. Jeez. Okay. I almost didn't do the podcast tonight because it's a New Year's time, and I don't know if people have time to listen right now. But a lot of people do like a best of. They'll do a best of or a highlight podcast but that for me would be more work than talking for an hour. So we're doing one, and we're talking about what we did on Christmas Eve. So the first thing we did was that mall stuff, the playground and carousel. But then we went and got a picture taken with Santa. And I say we 'cause I did it too. That was the one moment where other parents were joining in. Other parents don't want to go on the carousel or ride the train, but picture time, we were present. No, you were present now. You weren't present the whole time. It was a great Santa experience, by the way. No line because the mall is dying. But we got there. It's not dying. It's just like, anyway, Christmas Eve. And the mall, the Santa's, he's Santa. Like, he got glasses, beard. And here's my favorite part of the day. This is my favorite. If you're listening to this podcast still today, this episode, this is the moment where, like, as a parent, as a person, you're just like, I think I did it right. Like, maybe I didn't have to ride the train, but I'm getting in this. And we wait in line. There was I guess one person in front of us, and then you get like a couple pictures or whatever. They'll be, and I was like, "Can I be in one of them?" And they're like, "That's fine." And I think Jack could have done it all by himself for sure. But I was like, "I'm here. Let's get a record of it." But Jack gets one by himself first, and he goes and they sit him down next to Santa and they just start talking, and it's like that. That was what. I know the season's all about giving and, all the stuff. But, like, that was special to, like, see a kid who, and maybe it's for show, but I think it was real, who, like, sits down and just starts talking, and I can't hear a word they're saying, which maybe I should have been a little closer to monitor. But, like, they're just talking. He's just getting it in. He's getting what he wants in with Santa. Santa's talking to him. He's getting the down low on everything that's going on. And I was like, that. Because you go to, like, maybe you go to an amusement park and they meet, like, a character, and Jack's never really believed that they were real. Like, I think he knows that, like, the furry head and body means that that's just thing that looks like it. I think he kind of believes that, like, the princesses at Disneyland might be real. But when he sat down, that was like watching a kid talk to Santa is like your kid, I guess. You don't just want to go watch kids talk to Santa at the mall. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be satisfying to see the Christmas spirit in their eyes, but they talk to Santa and they're just taking pictures of them talking to Santa. He's just getting pictures taken, and then and then I get to go in there and sit down, and I think that was the most special thing, just watching him talk to Santa, because it was like, that's his Christmas right there. That's what's going in his world. That's the main thing. Santa's coming over. Santa's coming, and he's talking to him. He's talking to the guy, and I kind of try to I asked him afterwards, and he's like, well, I asked Santa how he can do all of it, and he said he can't. He has helpers. And I was like, oh, that's a good move, Santa. And then I think he told Santa something he wanted for Christmas that he didn't tell me, which is always a challenge, as a parent, because I want him to get the thing that he wants the most. And this year he said that he wanted, like he would see stuff on TV. Jack, when he, like we were a streaming family a lot, millennials or whatever, and there's not a lot of commercials. There's just not time for it. I think maybe we should pay for them, but there's just not a lot of commercials. We'll like record stuff and watch it, but when he gets commercials and there's a toy advertised, he's just like, I want that, I want that, I want that. So I've taken note or whatever. Or we went to Target a couple weeks before Christmas for something else, and he's really good. Like I think he knew Christmas was coming up, but he would just point out everything he wanted. And it was pretty much everything in the store that was a toy. So it was really easy to shop for. But then like he doesn't remember, and so then I go out and get it, and then he opens it up on Christmas, and I don't put my name on it because I want Santa to get all the credit for all the presents, and then he likes it. He likes the toy. It's really nice, but he has no memory that he ever wanted it, and I just want to be like, no, you told me, remember? But yeah, so I don't know what he asked Santa for. I don't want to ask because then like if I get it, then he gets it, then he might be like, oh, Santa didn't get it. That's Dad, and I want to keep, I don't know. But he was really happy talking to Santa. And so then Christmas Eve night, we have a great eve. It was a solid eve. This is the first time that I feel like Jack really, I didn't get to see Jack on Christmas Eve last year. I got to see him on Christmas Day. So I don't know how last year Eve went, because he definitely knew about Santa last year. But this year, we went home after Christmas Eve mass, and we had dinner, and then he was just like, I gotta go to bed because if I'm awake when Santa comes, I won't get presents. Which I've never told him that. I don't give him a lot of details about Santa because I feel like when you're lying about something or adding to the story of something, like whatever you want to think, but like. I feel like it's easier to have holes. I hope this is just adults listening to this. It's easier to like not fall into holes if you just don't use a lot of facts or details. So I've never said that Santa will give him presents if he doesn't go to sleep right away. But my aunt B had like a Santa tracker on her phone, so she pulled that up and we got to see where it was. And then Jack was like, I gotta go to bed, and it was so interesting because we got ready for bed. And we put cookies out for Santa, and we put milk, and then the carrots, and this is the first, like, we got like solid carrots, like not like baby carrots or not like pieces of carrot. We just got like reindeer carrots. And so at the end of the whole night, I'm just like in the kitchen eating full-size carrots. Check out the reels on Instagram if you'd like to see it. At Michael Palasek, I felt like I was gonna like, oh, this is healthy, to get a vegetable in, but also I was like, well, where do the carrots, where do they go? They got to go somewhere, and I ate them, and yeah, and then we went up to bed, and no, I mean that all happened later, but like we went to bed, and usually there's like stuff that he's wanting to do or whatever, but that night he was like, I gotta go to sleep because if I'm up when Santa's comes, then he won't get presents. And he said something like, Dad, are you going to bed right away? I was like, no, I can't go to bed right away. I have to like, do some stuff. And he was like, well, if you're up when Santa comes, you're not going to get presents. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, are Grandma and Grandpa gonna be awake? So I'm like, yeah, they're not going to bed. And he's like, they might not get presents if Santa's coming when they're awake. And he's like, I'm probably going to be the only one that gets presents. I'm like, well, you're the only kid, so you should. And he's like, yeah. And then he just closed his eyes, and I think he went to sleep. So whoever told him that if Santa comes and he's awake, that he's not going to get presents, thank you. And if you could think of a thing that could work every night, that would be great too. Because he's never willed himself to sleep before. It's usually the opposite. Like usually when he's going to sleep, he's just like eyes open. Like I've literally seen him do this at bedtime, in bed, lights off, stories read, everything, and his eyes will start to close. They'll close for a while, and I'll start to see the eyeballs move under the eyelids, which is rapid eye movement, which is like dreams. And then his eyes will just pop open, just like, I'm not asleep yet. I'm not asleep. No one can know that. Because he used to tell me when he was younger, he's like, I don't sleep, Dad. I don't sleep, and I don't know how to tell him. Well, I do. I could videotape it. I could record it on my phone. That, like you do, I see it all the time, every day. He's at an age, and I hope it lasts forever, where I don't think he'll ever wake up from noise, or like he's just out. He is out when he sleeps, and it's fantastic. I don't know. Maybe we're all like that. I'm starting to think we're all like that because I sleep on planes. I think when you wake up because of noise, you're a little bit close to waking up anyway. Somebody look that up. My producer's on vacation. It's the holidays. I let him take the time off. But yeah, he fell asleep right away. He woke up, and my parents went to bed pretty late that night too. So we woke up, and I told him before we went to bed, I was like, hey, we're going to have to wait until Grandma and Grandpa wake up to open presents because, it's fun. And he's like, okay. So we got our stocking. When we woke up, we got to do that stuff. And then we played a game. We got to play a game every day when we wake up. Every day of his life right now, we play a game. I don't remember what we played. Maybe it was I don't remember what it was. And then we ate breakfast, I think. No, I don't think we ate breakfast. I think we were playing chess, and he plays chess. Well, he does play. He knows the rules, but he gets really sad when he loses. And I have to be like, there's no crying in chess. No, he knows the no crying in baseball thing, and then we laugh, but he does not like to lose his queen. Anyway, who does, right? So I get tired during chess, and I'm like, it's a whole long day. So I'm like, let's go upstairs and meditate while I wait for Grandma and Grandpa, and you can play on my phone. That was kind of our tradition when I was on my own with him over the holidays with no school for me to take him to. I would be like, and I would try to meditate, but I would probably fall asleep for like a little bit, and he'd be on the phone for, however long. Screen time, they say, it's really good for parents to keep it under 10 hours. No, it was like under an hour or around then, maybe an hour and 15. And then we went back downstairs, and Grandma and Grandpa were up, and we opened presents. And then I don't know how some parents do it, where they'll get their child a gift, and then the gift is put together already. Like, I've seen it in movies, and I feel like in real life, where people buy their kid a toy, and then they put it together, and then it's wrapped fully together. I did not do that. I got Jack a Paw Patrol HQ, which stands for headquarters, and it was like a ramp thing, and it came down and did like a big loop, which I really like a loop. A loop in a toy that's not like motorized. It just feels like the kid's gonna enjoy it because like he's making it loop, and it's gonna loop, and it really worked. It really works. But it was not. It was in the box. Like I flew with it from LA. And that's why I didn't sell T-shirts on the tour this week, because I had Paw Patrol HQ in my bag. So glad that security let it through, even though it's Paw Patrol HQ. And I don't know why they wouldn't. They're good guys. But he opens all his presents or whatever, and then we eat breakfast. And then he's like, he's starting to figure out what he wants to play with. And that was like, he's like, I want to play with that, which is something he clearly pointed out at Target. But he like forgot. I was like, have you ever seen this before? And he's like, no. Which, like, it just, as a parent, you got to remember that everything that you remember, they don't know even exists. They remember like 6 things, and 2 of them are imaginary. So, what are you doing? So and I'm excited because I love all of the parent stuff, and I'm like, all right, we get to put this together. So, it's daytime now. And I'm putting together this, and there's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of stickers. I used to get anxiety about stickers on a toy because once it's on there forever. Sandlot. And I'm not the craftiest guy. Like, I feel like Jack is better at cutting than me for crafts because he's in kindergarten. Like, it's his thing. But I just feel like I don't know, I just don't know how to make it perfect. Usually there's a little more room around the sides. I was just thinking about my show tonight for a second. I felt like in my show tonight, if you've ever been to Zanies in Chicago, I'll come back to it, I just feel like sometimes you can really feel like you're doing well, and then sometimes people like keep it to themselves a little bit, and I'm like, is it me? Do I need to do better, or is they just keep it to themselves a little bit? Anyway, I just wanted you to know, if you saw it in my eyes, if you saw me go away for a second, I came right back. So anyway, I get to put this toy together, and we're putting stickers on. And Jack is a little like amped because it's Christmas. He had a cinnamon roll. I told him my grandma would make cinnamon rolls at Christmas when I was a kid, and so I made cinnamon rolls. Which, as a parent, now I realize, oh, why am I just throwing sugar to start the day too? You know, we wasn't asking for this, and now I'm just like, let's get this in. Also, shout out to my dad's side of the family from Cleveland. They sent presents to Chicago, which is very nice. And my Laura provided some Hershey Kisses, which was great. Like, my Laura always has taped candy to the presents she's given us, which is always like something to look forward to, because you want a candy cane at Christmas, you want whatever. But this year it wasn't candy canes; it was Hershey Kiss chocolate candy canes with Hershey Kisses inside of them. So Jack had like all these access to all these Hershey Kisses, and he's like 3 in at this point, plus a cinnamon roll, plus, Christmas. And so like I'm trying to put the stickers of this new toy onto this toy that'll last forever. Paw Patrol HQ, awesome toy. And however long Jack plays with it, whoever plays with it next, it's awesome. And I'm trying to put the stickers of the HQ. This is plastic. Now it's a window. This is plastic. Now it's Chickaletta. Chickaletta's a chicken from Paw Patrol. And if you haven't seen it, it's the mayor's chicken. I don't know. It's a very unique addition to it. Not a lot of lines. The dogs can talk, the chickens can't talk. In cartoons, I realized, Paw Patrol, but some animals could talk. What's the Paw Patrol origin story? Like, how come the dogs can talk, and other ones can't? These are the questions. So, I always thought it'd be interesting in Peppa Pig if they went to a zoo for a day, and they were just like, oh no, like anyway, dark. But Paw Patrol, I'm trying to, so I'm trying to get it straight, and Jack is like climbing on my back the whole time, which, to be honest, kind of feels good to get the stretch. It's like a free chiropractic massage, because he's not just on my back, he's like on my my neck back, just like leaning forward. And I'm like, does this look straight? And he's like, yeah. And then I put it on. I was like, is that good? And he's like, it's great. That's his new thing. And she's like, is this good? Did you have a good day? No, Dad. I had a great day. Wait, I don't know where you heard that, but I love it, and I'm taking it. I don't know, I'm taking it, but I appreciate it. But I got all the stickers on, and then I started to get the toy together. And I don't know about you. We haven't gotten to your Christmas yet, but whenever I put something together, there's always a point where I'm like, they didn't put all the pieces in here. I'm like imagining I'm all the way in. I'm all the way like, I'm gonna gotta go back to the store. I'm about to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'll just buy a new one. Because this one didn't come with the Chase toy. This one didn't come with this thing. And then, of course, it's there. It's been there all whole time. One time, a present didn't have the thing that was supposed to be in it, and I feel like someone might have taken it. But it had all the pieces. I got it all together. I messed up a couple times, but nothing got broken. And then he got to play with it, and it was so cool. It's such a cool toy. I want to play with it when he's asleep, but it makes noise, but it's probably fine. And then we went and played freeze tag in the dark because we were playing inside so long. And then we came back in and ate dinner. Sometimes I start the podcast and I have ideas, and sometimes I'm just talking, and then I realize I'm just like sharing activities. And that was that. We didn't watch any Christmas movies. I think I talked about that last time. Jack thought a Christmas movie is just a movie you watch around Christmas. And this has been a very Jack-heavy podcast. And he's like, all right, let's watch Super Mario Brothers. I'm like, no, that's just a movie, But yeah, I was just going to say something else. We're going home. We'll be home. We'll be home soon. And it's still Christmas. That's what I was going to say. I don't know. It's not Christmas. I feel like I always wanted Christmas to last, as long as it could, right? That's what I want. These guys are still here. Can you imagine a podcast without this guy doing push-ups, staring off in the distance? Take a good look. We're not going to be here again for a while, buddy. Maybe in the summer. We'll be home, but not on a Monday. Where's the girl at? This is my favorite picture. this is just reusing content. So I'm gonna work out really hard so I can have a friend. Now I have a friend, and all we do is work out. Maybe it's a girlfriend. Yeah. I might need some push-up bars. They'll be on Amazon. I don't have an Amazon account or eBay. So Christmas, I always felt like, as a kid, I didn't want it to end. And as a Catholic, it doesn't have to end, like, because the three wise men haven't even gotten here yet. You know the Christmas story? The three kings haven't even gotten to Jesus. Yeah, that's celebrated on the 6th, which is Epiphany, which is some people's Christmas, out east, like Eastern Orthodox. Did you know that? Am I getting too quiet for my parents? No. So we get to celebrate that, and then there's like the baptism of Jesus. That's all religious stuff, but I just like to keep my Christmas stuff up. And my younger brother, Brian, when we were kids, like older kids, like high school or college, he knew this about me. He knew that I didn't want to let go of Christmas, that I wanted to keep it forever. Like Mickey in the one where he like wishes for Christmas to keep happening, which I want to watch because I don't know what's bad about it. It's like Groundhog Day, but with Christmas. And I'm just like, how could that be bad? But the people who made the movie found a way to do it, because at one point in the trailer, Minnie's like, it has to not be Christmas anymore, Mickey. It has to. And I love it when you see a cartoon character get emotion. No more Christmas, Mickey. No more. I don't know what would be bad about it. What? Oh, you get paid to not go to work? Oh, you get time with people you love? Gifts? I guess maybe it's like the gifts. Like, where do you put everything? And how do you use everything? And it's always cold, I guess. I don't know. But I always want Christmas to last longer. And I would hold on to the idea that it does. And my younger brother would know I wanted that. So, like, before Christmas was even over, he'd be like, Christmas is over. And because he knew it would get to me. And now I've let that go. I've recovered from that. I've healed that wound, and I'm okay with people saying Christmas is over. I know that because Jack, the day after Christmas, I think was like, well, Valentine's Day now. And like part of me wanted to be like, that's far away. But he was just like, and he was happy because he wants the next holiday. He doesn't, to him, it's just all just like happy fun stuff, which maybe it should be for all of us. But I'm still doing Christmas. It's December 30th. I know New Year's is here, but my tree is up, and it's going to stay up. And if I'm being really transparent, right now I have some ornaments I didn't get up before I left, but I've been out of town for 2 weeks, so go ahead and judge. And I'm going to hang those ornaments up, because if they don't go up, then what are they doing all year? They're taking the whole year off? No. And I'm going to keep it up, and I'm going to turn the normal lights off and let the lights on the inside. I have lights wrapping around my window, kind of, and I'm going to maybe play a little music on my phone or turn on the fire. It's very, very special. Last year, before I took them down in January, I posted a little nice picture of it, and someone commented on Instagram how it wasn't Christmas anymore. And I was just like, well, I thought it was something pretty that I could give everybody. But in my opinion, all the Christmas stuff goes until January 5th around us. The zoo still has zoo lights up. So the economy, the Christmas train that I talked about earlier that you can go on as an adult and it's fine, is going until January 5th. So like the capitalistic, like Universal Studios still has Christmas stuff till January 5th. Disneyland, I'm sure. Like the economy has spoken. People want Christmas a little longer. So enjoy it. Yeah. I think Jack likes Christmas. Yeah. What do we want to say? What else do we got? Put it in a Jack starts school early, and I don't think I talked about this. I should mark it off if I did. And he starts school on January 2nd. They're like, new year, new you, get in here. Get into school. You're in kindergarten, no excuses. So we're flying back on the 1st. And he hasn't been in school for the longest amount of time since school. This is the longest he's been out of school, I think since the last time we came to Chicago. Because in the summer, he was like in a camp or whatever, like a fun camp. And, yeah, he likes his school. The whole reason I'm talking about school is because there was one night when we were in California and he had gone to school and he left his stuffed animal at school. And he was like, if I talked about this already, I don't think I did. I wrote it down and I didn't put that I wrote it down. So like, my producer didn't mark it off. He was like, Dad, I want that stuffed animal. And I was like, well, it's at school, And he's like, well, let's just go back and get it. And it was like 10 o'clock at night. And they give us a little key fob. And part of me is like, maybe I might be able to break into school. Like, and I was like, no. Like, it's 10 o'clock. You're going to bed. He goes to bed late. And he's like, no, I want it. And then he starts to get emotional. Now it's a thing that he wants that he can't have, that he also is emotional, like, there for him. And I just thought the idea of it was really, like, I checked the next day when I dropped him off. I'm sure they locked the gate, too. But the idea of, like, I mean, it's crazy. But I like the idea of him being like, I want that. I'm like, all right. And then I get him in the car. He's in his pajamas. And then we, like, hop the fence and break into the school to get his stuffy. And then the police come. And I'm just holding the stuffy being like, do you get it? Do you get why I came in here? He needed this to sleep, and if he doesn't sleep. So that's gonna be marked off that we talked about it. Break into school to get a stuffy. And then I might have talked about that already. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. I didn't know if it was gonna happen. I mean, you never know that anything's gonna happen, right? I hope everybody has a merry. I'm just gonna start merry. While it's Christmas, I won't have to say Merry Christmas, but I'll say have a merry Tuesday / Wednesday / New Year. Last podcast of 2024. Oh, I forgot to get to my best of 2024 list because I didn't write a 20. I think there's just like that. I feel like the listing and like the reels or the pictures on Instagram are just a way to like. I don't know. I've posted on Instagram all the stuff that's awesome. Let's just go back through the year yourself. I don't know. But I did like starting this podcast this year. I do appreciate everybody that listened this year. I said thank you. And I know that's everybody that's listened because it's only been around for a year and it's still going. My mom and dad might start listening. I don't think that'll change how it goes. My dad started to watch a little bit of it. And he was like, "You talk for that long," which is kind of a comparable compliment of like if you do a play or whatever, or like after one of my stand-up shows, and someone's like, "How do you remember all that?" Like it's like, yeah, that's the very basic thing. Yeah, I could talk. It's not that it's good, but yeah, I think it'll get out there. I'm talking right now, and we're gonna make it, and. Every sleeper, have a happy new year. Be safe, take care of yourself. You know what I've learned? You can't take care of everybody, but you can look out for yourself and the people you love. And, be safe. That was kind of weird. But what else was 2024 good? My special, he's friendly. Is that... This is all business stuff, Michael? Your podcast and your special? What else? That my son is in kindergarten. We talked about him. I don't know. This is why I don't think because it's like, yay. I don't like, yay. Yay. It's all yay, right? So, this is what's your resolution? My resolution is to be this guy. I want to be the next guy in the box of the push-up bars. Is this company still in business? Who is it? Who makes these? Champ Sports. Hi, I'll be this guy. I'm going to work out so much. Here's the thing, too, about this guy. This is just where we start talking about this guy. This is before, like, wearing those kind of clothes was normal, They're all wearing a lot of spandex, and that's a different kind of spandex. That's not like the normal yoga pants. So
these will be on my eBay. I don't have eBay. There's a lot of cool stuff down here. I love you. Thank you. And good night. Goodbye. See you later. Thanks.